I spent a lot of time outdoors when I was a kid. This is a pretty good wrap-up of the prairie in South Dakota. So this is my hometown, Brookings, South Dakota, and had a really nice upbringing, lots of great things going on, university town, very supportive community. Here's my brother and I playing Nintendo. We still do it to this day. And there's me, senior year of high school. And then I went to University of Minnesota, Minneapolis, with a college campus of 56,000 students, which was double that of my hometown. It was an exciting time living in the city, having roommates for the first time, and sort of finding my niche in sociology and anthropology. I went on to start working in a domestic violence shelter as an advocate and did quite a bit of social work at this time. The majority of my time was spent right here, in front of the computer, working and learning. I loved it. After graduating, I decided to move to China and start working. So here I was, first time experiencing China. I kind of thought it would look like this at first, but then realized I was wrong. From China, I moved to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. It's a buzzing city with over 5 million motorbikes zipping around. But it's not hard to get out and see something else. The rice fields, the hills, the beach. At this time, I started working at Saigon South International School, a nonprofit school. And I got to start working with these kind of kids, middle schoolers. Love it. Lots of energy, quirkiness, lots of fun. At this time, I started my graduate diploma of education through Sturt University. It was a rigorous program, but I finished in a year. This was followed by an educational leadership certificate and then a master's of science through SUNY. I really enjoyed teaching this diverse mix of students in international schools, and I really found my niche with middle school. I began including instructional technology in my classroom, and then branched out and started facilitating this with other teachers. It was pretty interesting to see what students could do when you put the right tools in their heads. Facilitating learning is what I knew I wanted to do. And so I went from teaching social studies and language arts to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students over the years to then facilitating learning and working directly with teachers and students, co-collaborating, co-teaching, co-planning, and this was a really exciting time. Sharing is something I learned to do at a young age as the youngest of 3, and I began investing a lot of time and energy into building my personal learning network and to collaborate and share and build community with a wider audience. At this time I began to blog, to microblog, to take part in Google Hangouts and screencasts, and also start presenting workshops and eventually keynoting and sharing at conferences throughout Asia. To deepen and share my thinking, I began to offer a Coattail local cohort, which is a certificate for educational technology and information literacy program. I offered to teach that in Saigon to teachers at Saigon South. And it was really exciting to see them go through the program and then how it impacted their classroom and our school at large. And now as an instructor in the online cohort, I get to see this on more of a global scale. So I get to see how what we do can impact them and which impacts their classroom and the students they teach. My mother instilled this strong sense of community, always being involved in projects, helping at the church, helping in the community, and working with educators. I feel the same. I love contributing back with the community. I love learning from the community. And so I've been really fortunate in that I've been able to share and learn from a lot of really amazing people over the course of the years. And in fact, next year, we're going to be hosting one of the biggest learning conferences in Asia, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to chair such an awesome event. As I work and search to try to find who I am and my identity as an educational leader, the PhD program has really allowed me to look at leadership differently, look at things more in depth, and really find what my niche is, and hopefully eventually get to share it with a much wider audience. And I want to do this because of these guys. It's all about them. How do we make learning better? At the heart of this journey is my family. My wife Charmaine is loving, compassionate, caring, and she gets me to slow down and look at things in a meaningful way. My dad is high energy and is all about moving through things with efficiency. My love of tinkering comes from him. My sister is a hard worker, and she's a constant reminder of the Appino work ethic, which was instilled in all of us as we were growing up. My older brother Jonathan is somebody I always looked up to. He can make quick decisions. He's incredibly talented when it comes to looking at macro scale and planning, and he's entrepreneurial. My inspiration for education and much of what I do comes from my mother. She instilled not only a hard work ethic as a kid, but also the importance of education, and always made sure she gave me the time to do my work and talk to me about my work, and was interested in all of that as a kid. She modeled positive behaviors and led as an example, and I want to take that to my classroom, I want to take that to my school, I want to take that to my network. I want to be a positive influence. I want to make an impact.